How's it going, everyone? This is Pete, back with another one credit clear with commentary. Today we're going to be talking about Kid Niki, which is actually a request that I had by a subscriber on my channel, ktoescos. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I do apologize if I got that wrong. It's ktoescos. Um, anyway, we are at our ninja school here, and we will help you to get back Margot, the princess who's been kidnapped. So Kid Niki, Radical Ninja, I should say. Very, very easy game to pick up, get into and play. Starts with some basic platforming. The game is pretty darn easy at the beginning. It's deceptively difficult near the end, though, so I'll cover some of the things to watch out for when we get to some of the harder parts. In the first level, there's really not much you really have to worry about. The sword attack has got a really wide range. It covers almost all the way above you. That red ninja there is the only ninja in this level that can follow you across the water. Okay, first boss. The only thing you want to watch out here for is to make sure you're not doing neutral jumps and jumping over them. You have to do at least one step and then jump over them, because the neutral jumps don't cover as much ground in this game. They barely cover any ground, so just be aware of that. Alright, so we got our first weapon upgrade here from killing these little birds, so wait till he crosses the water, and then you pick up that power-up item. And the little power bar at the top will continue to go down whether you use the weapon or not, but basically just adds a special projectile to your sword. These birds here are on this little loopy pattern, and if you're playing for score, this is a good point to rack up some score by collecting the coins they drop. I don't really recommend playing this game for score. It's kind of boring, to be honest with you, even to the point where MARP, Mame Action Replay Page, had to design a special rule to get rid of the padding, and I'll tell you about that later. Second boss, though, you either have to hit him when the little ball, the ball and chain are behind him, or you have to hit him when he throws the chucks it at you on its way back. You don't even have to crouch. You can just approach him. When he throws the ball at you, just jump over it. So the first two levels, super easy. Third level, it starts to pick up a little bit. These enemies climbing the wall, once you go past them, you can hit them from behind, but this isn't really a scoring run, so I'm not going to bother with that. So this part coming up here, just make sure the cloud is on its way back up. And then this part coming up here, I think I missed that guy, yeah. Doesn't matter, he's not going to present any problems. Alright, so this bird pattern here, you want to kill them and then wait till the last possible moment to hit the bird on his way back, because you really want this power up for this next section here. Those ninjas on kites are a big problem. They attack pretty erratically, and you want to make sure that your weapon's going to be out there to pick them off right away. And once again, the red ninja follows you across the path to get you. Alright, third boss already. So once you split them up into two, I recommend waiting until you have them cornered, because they'll split again, but I killed the third split really quickly. So killing another split, and then there's another split that you're not seeing there, because I'm killing off the last parts extremely quickly before they split even further. Alright, we gotta kill the green grub here. These enemies coming from above, some of them turn counterclockwise, like that one was on a counterclockwise path to you, and as long as you're mashing the sword button when you jump, they can't get you. The hitbox on the sword's pretty big. You can either jump over the frogs or hit them on the way down. Either way works. So once the fire is gone, the fire stays out a while though, so just be careful. I like this upside down move they do. It looks pretty funny. So take your time here. The bubbles that these enemies shoot up are kind of random. Sometimes they blow them in front of you, or sometimes it's behind where they are. So I usually wait till they put out their bubbles and then cross. Alright, so we're at the 4th boss already. Now this boss, I remember taking a death here, and it was very easily avoidable. Usually the far right corner is a safe spot, and in this particular run it wasn't, so I could have just hit to avoid that death. I could have just hit him in the head and it sends him back into the wall. So for the boss, this boss just had to destroy his sections. He's got like 5 sections, 5 or 6. Do be aware that the section closest to his head is kind of hard to hit because the hitbox on your blade is so big you might hit the head instead. And if you hit the head when all the sections haven't been destroyed yet, he just runs right into the wall right away like he just did there. So if you're getting cornered, just hit him in the head and he'll run it. He'll start burrowing again. Alright, all the sections are gone. You can hit him now. He needs 3 hits to the head once all the other sections are done. And that'll be it for the green grub. Attaboy, Kid Niki. Alright, we're going to take care of Big Baldy here. So this is one of those sections that if you're playing for score, you can kind of just sit in the middle here and these guys pour out from either side, but like I said, we're not doing a scoring run here. Be careful to move quickly out of that part. The enemies just gang up on you real quick from either side when you're in that trench there. So don't stay there very long. If these monks jump over you, and you can, just proceed forward. They'll throw a projectile once they get past you. Stay under the right side of this bell, and just wait for the ones to sail over your head, and then run. And these will just miss you. Alright, so I recommend taking this part very slow and just jumping neutral with tapping forward just to hit these flying enemies. They're not in any static pattern, so you got to take it really slow and just hit them when they make themselves able to be hit. But that's level. That's we're at Big Baldy here. He's got a really easy pattern. Just hit him when he comes out, and then he's going to throw these words at you. You can hit him after you get your sword. Oops, missed there. Alright, so once he yells get him, he just needs one more hit. And now he's just stuck as a statue there. Alright, so the challenge kind of picks up for this level. There's one particular part that I'll point out. Those ninjas on the in the air there that are flying above you can really be a pain. Just don't let them get loose. They'll swoop down on you and then attack you from random patterns. Very important to get this weapon here, so make sure to not miss that. You'll see why coming right up here. There's going to be some platforming you need to do, but these guys are going to let out bubbles that you don't want to deal with while making these jumps. If you have the weapon, you can just take them out. The weapon power-up. Whatever you do, don't stop running forward during this section, or else red ninjas are going to come. Sometimes they come from behind, sometimes they come from the front like they did there. If they come from behind, they'll follow you up that ledge too, just be aware of that. This part here, what you're looking for is the guy in the far right to blow bubbles to the right, and if you see that, then just double check that the two in the middle, the one on the far right in the middle isn't blowing bubbles to the right, because he can hit you with bubbles if he blows them to the right. So once you see those two things, you can proceed. Very easy pattern here, just wait until he's dropped his guard, jump up and strike. 3 hits and he's done. So now we're going to battle the stone wizard. So be very careful, those red ninjas, since there's no cliffs for them to follow you on right here, they're going to follow you until they get just out of your range and then stop. And then they'll use their weapon. So you got to charge at them. Alright, pick up this weapon and then immediately take out those enemies and then run for it. Once you have this circling thing, you're good to go for a bit. There's going to be some 2 flying enemies, another one coming up after these monks. And you really want to make sure you have it for this part. There you go. Another fire-breathing frog. Same easy pattern. And then again, we have these hovering enemies that you want to approach with a lot of caution. Just jump up and slowly inch forward while swinging the sword. Alright, and now we are at the stone wizard. As soon as I get up this ladder here. So once you hit him, he has 2 options. He can either jump and shoot his fire, or he can just shoot his fire. So I usually run away and see what she's going to do and then approach him again. But he shot all the ground fires this time without jumping. He has 2 different attacks. Alright, we've trapped the wizard. Let's finish him off. It's a final level of the game, and there's quite a few challenges in this level. It's a pretty tough jump in difficulty. Alright. So that part right there is one of the sticking points of the game. If you hit him once, he's really hard to approach again because of his randomness. He can either jump and throw the triple flame pillar, or he can just shoot the triple flame pillar. So hit him as quickly as you can get next to him the second time. And this is one of the next, or probably the next hardest part in the game right here, probably the second hardest part in the game. There's 2 ways to do this section, but there's going to be bubbles coming from underneath you. And if you inch forward just when the wizard appears, just jump all the way to the left and then swing your sword so your hitbox moves slightly more left, and you'll be safe here. There are other ways to do this part, but I found this is the most reliable. It'll eventually time out. A couple more flying ninjas. As long as you get them on their way down on their first swipe, their first swoop, you should be fine. All right, and now we've arrived at the final boss, who's quite a challenge, I do say. So he's got 2 patterns. He will twitch his foot like that, and then launch 3 flames. If he doesn't twitch his foot, he'll just jump straight up and shoot the 3 flames. The problem is that it's very, very hard to distinguish between the 2. And you need to strike him at the right time after the flame has sailed over your head. Otherwise, the flame is going to hit you. You have to use the frames where you're bouncing back from being hit. Basically just using the invincible frames from the bounce back there after you strike him. But a very, very short game. Very easy to get into, but definitely challenge picks up near the end. And that's Kid Niki, Radical Ninja. It's also known as, I think it's called Kaiketsu Yanchamaru in Japan. And there's a couple differences. This is the world version ROM that I'm playing. And thank you all for watching.